Alright, here you will find the rest of what used to be hint 2. This pretty much walks you through everything you need to know except some final substitutions. So if you're on hint 3, pretty much given it to you now. So if you want the challenge of thinking through it, you probably shouldn't watch hint 3. Alright, so I've cleaned things up a bit. And now remember we're taking this time here, substituting in for this t, elimination by substitution. So now, let's do that. I'm going to rewrite the equation on the right, this equation here, with the new t. It's going to take up the whole slide. D minus 2m equals S2. Oh, I just realized I made a mistake. This should be S1 over here on the equation on the left. Times, and then I sub in my new t, d over S1. So remember, I'm ultimately solving for d, which means I need to get d by itself. So let's multiply this out. D minus 2m equals S2 times d over S1. Okay, so this whole term on the right side of the equation, it's a term, I can't subtract or add anything out of it, is going to have to get moved over to where the d is. So I'm going to bring this term over here, and at the same time I'm going to take the 2m, move it to the other side of the equation. So I'm going to subtract this term, S2 times d over S1, and I'm going to add this term, 2m. And so, when I do that, my equation should look like this. D minus S2 times d over S1 equals 2m. I'm going to have to go to another new slide. This is obviously a long one, so copy down anything you need to from this slide, especially that last line, and I'm going to move to the next slide. Okay, so here's where we are. D minus S2 over S1 times d equals 2m. If that thing on the left looks a little different, the d was multiplied by the S2 earlier, now it's multiplied by the whole fraction. That's okay. Multiplying the top of the fraction by something is the same as multiplying the entire fraction by something. Okay, so now we've got this, and I'm still solving for d, which means I need to factor out the d on the left side of the equation. So I'm going to factor the d out of here, and that will make it look something like this. D 1 minus S2 over S1 equals 2 meters. Alright, and I'm getting d by itself, so now I divide, oh gosh, I figure out what's called in that. Alright, divide out everything except d on this side. Do the same on the other. On the left side, the parentheses part cancels. And we're left with d equals 2 meters divided by 1 minus speed 2 over speed 1, parentheses closed. Alright, at this point, you just have to look back at the original problem, find the speed of car 2, S2, plug in the speed of car 2 here, find the speed of car 1, plug in that speed here, and simplify that. I'm not going to go any further. I feel like hint 3 tells you way too much anyway. That math you should definitely be able to do on your own at this point. If you can't, you need to call me, call another student, talk to Mr. Roosevelt during Math Center, something. Your math skills should definitely be here. If they're not, we will fix it. But I'm leaving this alone because at this point, if you don't know how to do this math, you need to figure it out now. Alright? And that's not to be discouraging to anybody. It's just to say, if your math skills aren't here, we've got to get them there fast, which I will definitely help you with if you need to get your math skills there. All right, that is all. Text me when you got this, and I'll tell you if you got it right, or call me or email me. We can also work through what went wrong if you don't get it right. And have a good long weekend.